Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is hump day and another crazy one in the land of the living. Uh, I think I'm going to open up with some prayer this morning and get this cracking. How you doing this morning, Miss Bonnie? Glad to see you on and was here early. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. And how they say you got bells on this morning. You up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to go. And it's a beautiful day here in Georgia. It's not sunny and bright, but it's still a beautiful day because everything is looking up. And today is going to be Wisdom Wednesday. And I was going to give a recipe today for shrimp po' boys and catfish po' boys. Good morning, Yvette. And I changed my mind because yesterday we were talking about the moral and the standards that the United States is supposed to have, and they're not living up to it. And when I got off of the show yesterday, my sister was watching the talk show with Whoopi Goldberg. I can't think of the name of it. That's a damn shame, but it's early and I was up late last night. But what I wanted to talk about was the treatment of the Haitian people that are refugees. And everybody knows COVID is over there. The View. Thanks, Alicia, and good morning. Hope you're feeling good this morning. And they were rounding them up like slave catchers. They were chasing them with horses and whips. So before we get into that, talking about that, I want to open up with some prayer. And Father, in the name of Yeshua, we just come before you humbly today. And we thank you for everything that you do for us every day. We thank you for our lives. We thank you for being awoken this morning and you covering our families and loved ones and keeping them from danger seen and unseen. And Father, we just ask you that you would continue to reveal all of the evil in the world so people would know the truth, because the truth is the truth all by itself. We thank you for revealing everything so that people will be accountable for their actions. They will be held accountable for their actions. And we thank you for putting this into motion, because this ain't nothing but God. Even the technology, we just thank you that we go into higher heights and deeper depths, that we would just come out of all of the separatism and the racism and the hatred. We ask you that you would continue to open our eyes and that everyone's hearts would be softened for people, even if they don't look like you and do the things that you do, that you would still have enough love and respect for them, that you would allow people to live and let live. And so, Father God, we thank you for everything that you're doing to create that goal, that one day on this planet we might be able to just all live together as one, warless, uh, no hunger, everyone getting a fair shake, everyone held accountable for the actions that they do. And Father, we just thank you that um, the medicines that are being created, may they be created the right way and actually fulfill its purpose, and that it would not harm us or change the DNA patterns of what you created. And I just thank you this morning um, in Yeshua's mighty name for everything, Lord, for the sky, the air, the water, the mercy, and the grace. And we just thank you. Amen. Good morning, Karen. Today is Wisdom Wednesday, but it really hurt my heart yesterday when I got off of here after we were talking about the morals of the church here in the United States and the morals of our government, and where are we being led to. And when I got off of here yesterday, the View was on, and I couldn't believe my eyes what they were showing. They were showing Haitian men, women, and children being rounded up by Border Patrol agents that looked like slave catchers. They were on horseback with whips and clubs, chasing them back across the Rio Grande because the Haitians weren't coming in through Miami, where they have to come across the ocean. They actually went into Mexico and then were coming into the borders of the United States. Now, what I have a problem with is the Statue of Liberty actually has some writings on it, and I might not quote it word for word, but I know it's close to this. Is give us your tired and you're hungry, and then it's something else that goes with it, and it's like oppressed people look to come to the United States for freedom. They want to. Everybody on this planet just wants to live a decent life, to be able to take care of their children, have a roof over their heads, food in the cabinet, and medical attention. It's not even that serious to where you want to keep people out of a country and they've been hit by hurricanes, earthquakes, inadequate medical facilities, food, fresh water. And here you got a country that's right next to it. We're a hop, skip, and a jump from Haiti. And for them to be blackballed, them and Cuba. Morning, Jonathan. For Haiti and Cuba to be dogged the way they are is really, it don't make no sense, because hey, Donetta, how you doing? Glad to have you on this morning. Yeah, but it really don't make no sense, the inhumane treatment. But if you notice, it's the inhumane treatment of people that are heavily melanated. In other words, it goes right back to that. If you white, you right. If you brown, stick around. If you yellow, you mellow. And if you black, get back. And I didn't see any black people on those horses chasing, border patrol chasing them people. And the picture the video, soon as I saw it, it just took me right back and to a frame of mind of how the slave catchers rounded up the slaves. And I believe the reason that it's the inhumane treatment of blacks trying to come into this country and Hispanics is because it was especially the blacks. I want to talk about Haiti. We'll talk about the Hispanics and the Mexicans, who ain't nothing but brothers to all that, like T say, all that separating black and brown is just to separate the people of color. But for them to do Haiti like that, they have been hell bent ever since Haiti gained its own independence in the Western Hemisphere. They have been blackballed by Europe, the United States, Canada, Japan, China. Don't know Russia. Don't nobody want to help them. Nobody. And I believe it's because they were independent, and it seems like whoever gets in to run their government is just like a thief. And then the only person that ever got in that the people loved, they assassinated him. And everybody knows that assassination was done by someone out of the country that doesn't live there, that don't have nothing to do with their government. It wasn't no coup set up by some guerrillas in Haiti to take over. And it just really don't make no sense that the powers that be, how they act just like what is described as Lucifer in the Bible, because they everywhere they go, they just kill, steal, and destroy. And when Haiti got its independence and was back in like, I guess, the 1920s, America called themselves going over to help Haitians. And all they did was go over there and milk whatever they could get out of there. And they go over there for to steal children, to sell around this planet now, and for body parts and for indentured servants, and it's not like it's a club secret. Everybody know what's going on, but nobody is talking about it, and the most that I've heard spoken about the subject of Haiti and the mistreatment of Haiti was yesterday when Sonny on The View had mentioned that her husband was Haitian. And I was wondering, it was really upsetting her and about the treatment of the Haitian people. And I didn't know that her husband was Haitian. And so when she started talking about it, that thing was really hitting home. It really don't make no sense. And this is whenever Haitian refugees have came over here, they have been turned back. And anytime you got enough money to where you can bring 95,000 people from Afghanistan and bring them here and give them COVID shots and insurance and place to stay and tax-free for who knows how long, if they open a business or anything like that, you never see Haitians or Cubans receive like that. If the only Cubans that you'll see receive if they came over as refugees would be the ones that are more Spanish in their descent. That means they're very fair skinned, their hair is very straight, And, it goes back to the old saying, with the, if you white, you right in the bag thing, if you the color of a brown paper bag, the lighter, the better. And it really don't make no sense that, the world is like this, because just like Haiti got all of these people, of color on one side of the album. But if you cross the river on the island and you get to the Dominican Republic, they so racist it don't make no sense. And they're actually delusional, because they're just as black as the rest of them slaves and the people that were indigenous to those islands that were already there before the Spanish came and raped and pillaged and loot and control those particular islands. And that's where you get your fair skinned Dominicans, which are in power, and probably the only dark skinned person that they love in the Dominican Republic is Big Papi, and that's because he a professional baseball player. He's widely accepted because he's rich as hell. But it really don't make no sense, the treatment of black people, and it's every day. I mean, somewhere around the world, black people are being killed, ostracized, controlled, just repressed. If you try to do something great, they tear it down or steal it. It's just really gotten to the point now where they don't give a damn if you know or not. So I need some rebuttal on this. Anybody want to comment on this morning? Just hit me in the chat so we can talk about this. And I had planned on here giving some recipes. I probably will. I don't want to talk the whole day about this because the shit, it makes me so mad. The shit is just depressing, because you keep seeing people. It don't even matter, what the color of their skin is, just people being horribly treated around the world, from Russia all the way, from one pole to the other, from the North Pole to the South Pole. So it really don't make no sense. And Jonathan said it would probably cost less to build and or find shelter for those people than trying to fly them all back to Haiti. You already know this, and that's for damn sure. But it ain't about them saving money. It's about they don't want any more melanated folks in the United States. They already got enough as far as they consider. And they don't want the ones that's here. If they could, they'd round up every black person and send us back to Africa. And I would agree with that, and send everybody back to where they come from. Y'all go back to Europe and give the Mexicans back California, Arizona, Denver, Colorado, all of that, Colorado, everything that you took from them. And give all of the money that you ever made off of Africa, give it back to them, and you go home and support yourself from Europe with the natural resources there, which is yours, and which you don't have much of. And you don't hear about nobody mining no gold and no diamonds in Europe, but you'll go and take everything from everywhere else. Yep. And I don't know, even if you were going to send the people back, just the inhumane treatment of how you rounding them up with horses and whips, why not just open the gate, filter them in? If you want to send them back, and let them come into the gate, put them on the bus, take them, get them inoculated, and send them back. And instead of beating the hell out of them, and they steady trying to run back to the other side, because from what I understood yesterday, they were saying that the people had children and wives that were already on the American side that they were trying to take food and water to, and they wouldn't even allow it. So I don't know. We're gonna get off of this subject though. I just wanted to put that out there this morning. And if anybody wanted to comment on that, hey Ama, good morning. Today is Wisdom Wednesday, and I was just commenting on the treatment of the Haitian people that were the refugees that were trying to come into this country. How they were rounded up by the slave catchers, because that's all it looked like to me. I know they border patrol, but when have you ever seen border patrol rounding up Hispanic folk by horseback? I ain't never seen that before. So I guess that's just how it goes, But hey, let's change the subject. Let's get into something a little more jovial mood. I want to be in a good mood today. I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to be angry. I prefer to concentrate on something positive today. I got to get my mind right. I need to paint today. Yep, I got some new techniques I want to try. So let's get away from there. Let's talk a happy subject. Let's talk recipes. New Orleans cuisine recipes. The first one I'm going to do is shrimp po' boys. And so everything that you would need, you're going to need some good French bread. And buy it by the loaf. Don't buy the little short baguette size ones like they do Italian rolls. You want the whole loaf of French bread so that you could cut it yourself. And you're going to need, I would say for 4 to 5 people, you're going to need at least 1.5 pounds of shrimp. And you're going to need the tops off of the green onions. You're going to need, if you want to do it from scratch, you're going to have to use flour, cornmeal, and a pinch of cornstarch. Or if you want, you can just go and buy you some fish fry batter already made and pre-seasoned. But there is a few seasonings that I like to add that you're not going to get in that bag, because it's actually a Spanish seasoning that I add to my Creole season mix for my fish and my shrimp. And I use chipotle chili powder. And it's not chili powder like you put in chili. Chipotle is smoked jalapeno peppers. And it comes in a powder, but it says chipotle chili powder because chili in Spanish is the word for pepper. And that's all that is. And it's got a real smoky flavor. And it's not super hot, but it does give it some kick. And I like to add that. And I like to use onion powder and just a pinch of gumbo filet. and I put this in all of my seasoning. Because I like to cheat. Sometime I'll get the Louisiana fish fry, and I'll get the Creole, and that way I can just add those extra seasonings to it. Good morning, Frugal Mama. Glad to have you on this morning. We were talking about Haiti, but I got up off of that subject because I wanted to talk about something a little more jovial. So I'm giving a recipe for shrimp and fish po' boy. And if you go back on it, I gave a few things that you need for it, and I'm going to get back into it. So after we get all of that seasoning mix, and we wash and dry the fish or the shrimp first. Don't ever take wet. I don't care if you're frying chicken, anything that you're about to coat, you have to dry it first. If you don't dry it, your flour is not going to adhere to the fish or the shrimp unless you use a pinch of mustard when you're seasoning your stuff. You can do it on chicken, shrimp, fish, and I like to use maybe about a quarter a teaspoon of mustard on the shrimp, and it'll be just enough because the shrimp aren't totally dry, so they are going to be moist, and the fish. And so if you rub just a small amount of mustard on it, it'll make the seasoning adhere to it. And when you dredge it in your fry or flour or whatever you want to put on there, then it will hold that batter a whole lot better, and it'll be crunchy and real nice. So you want to heat your grease at 350, and once it reaches your temperature, you don't want to put a lot of shrimp in there to where they're like piled up on top of each other. It's all right to put enough in there to where it's the pot is full, but you don't want it crowded, because you want that oil to be able to circulate everywhere. And so it don't take long for shrimp, maybe about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, unless you get some jumbo ones. I know y'all in Chicago, y'all can go to DeCola's and get some big jumbo colossal shrimp. You can't find shrimp like that here in Georgia. I don't know why. The only way, even if you go to the coast where Georgia touches the ocean, if you're in Savannah, they use the shrimp from out of the Atlantic. And they don't get as big as the shrimp from the Gulf side. So if you're on the west side of Florida, excuse me. If you're on the west side of Florida and you're on the Gulf side, you can get better shrimp, better lobster. To me, even the seafood is different. The Atlantic Ocean, the shrimp don't get as big. I don't know why. And they're not the big ones that are orange. Most of them, they're either white shrimp or blue. And just get you some good shrimp though, and dredge them, deep fry them, and for about 2 to 3 minutes. Take them out on a paper towel. And your French bread, you want to kind of heat it just a little bit. You want to toast it, but you don't want it to be super hard. And you want to heat it before you cut it open. You can cut it in the sandwich size pieces, but after you put it in sandwich size pieces, put it in the oven at like 200 for about 2 minutes. It's almost like making toast in your toaster, but the inside will stay soft if you don't cut it open. And then when you cut that open, you'll have a nice crunch on the outside. and soft and, nice texture on the inside. And so you want to make you a nice sauce for it. If you like Miracle Whip, or if you like mayonnaise, whichever the one that you prefer, take that, and you want about 4 heaping tablespoons. You want to dice an onion real fine, or in a food processor, not to where it makes them juicy, but just a nice small chop on the onion. And you want to keep your the green onions that I mentioned separate. This is not going into your spread for your sandwich. So you want to put the onion in your mayo or your Miracle Whip, and then you want to add a pinch of Cajun mustard, about a quarter teaspoon of Cajun mustard, and then you want to use salt, pepper, garlic, and about 1 heaping, not even a heaping, I would say just a nice sized tablespoon of sweet relish. And you want to mix all of that up good, and then take your hot sauce and maybe about a half a teaspoon of hot sauce, just to give it a little spice, and a pinch of that chipotle chili powder, just a little bit, and stir that up. And then you want to spread that on your sandwich, and you want to have lettuce, tomato, and then your green onion and cheese if you like, or just plain, and build your sandwich, cut it in half, and go to work. Enjoy. And it's the same for the catfish, except for you change out the shrimp for the catfish. And it's a nice change of pace to have a shrimp sandwich or a nice po' boy. Yep, it's really good. And so I'll put that out there this morning. Does anybody have any questions or want to speak about anything that we've talked about this morning? Morning, Gene. Oh. Take me a swig of this coffee. Tia be back with us tomorrow. I don't know what's going to be the subject. I'm not sure, but she's supposed to come on sometime today if she can before I get off of here, and discuss what she's going to do tomorrow. I don't know if she's supposed to have a guest or not, but next week I'm going to try to have a guest on here that has a extraction facility for hemp and medical marijuana. So if I can get him on, then I'm going to have T to advertise that so we can get as many people on as possible, because this extraction facility is in North Carolina, and it's a beautiful place. And I just want people to see that an extraction facility doesn't have to be as big as most of the extraction facilities are for hemp and medical marijuana, because there's going to be enough money for everybody to make money off of this, to invest in it, because slowly but surely we're getting away from these opiate drugs. If you notice, Shaq is selling CBD products. Steve Harvey and his wife got a CBD extraction facility and company. Shaq's wife has been in the marijuana game since it opened up in California. She got 2 or 3 dispensaries, and she has some in Miami. So she's doing her thing. Shawnee is getting paid, that's for sure. Now I don't know if she owns any grows, but to me, why would you open an extraction facility and not growing your own product? Because that's what's happening to for the growers are the ones that are going to really make the money, and that's why I'm waiting on them to legalize it here in Georgia, because I'm gonna sure start me a grow. Yep, because shoot, a lot of stuff. I don't even have an extraction facility. I've been, I can extract in a pot on my stove. Um, but to have an extraction facility and you can do that stuff professionally and be hooked up with the USDA and legalized and be able to write your taxes off and all of that, because until the federal laws decriminalize it totally, I don't think that they're allowing the marijuana growers to put their money in the banks. A lot of them are keeping them in hidden safes and stuff from what I've heard. I don't know if the laws have changed in any of the other states yet to where they're going to make it to where they can tax this money that the owners of these grows and dispensaries are getting. Now they're taxing it when you purchase something, but they're doing like all of the rest of the rich folks. They're not paying no taxes on the money that they're making. And hello? I'm sorry. Hey, what's up, Gina? All right. That's my niece picking up something, and ain't nobody else here or awoke to open the door. So excuse me for a minute. I'm sorry. You went to the okay. You on your way to Mr. Fred? All right. Okay. Thanks everybody for your patience. My bad. Okay. Now where was I? Were we cooking or talking about? Oh no, we was talking about a guest that I'm gonna try to have on next week. I don't know what his schedule is or how busy he is, because this is harvest time, and he extracts CBD oil and sells it to other CBD companies. And so they just order what they want and what flavor or what strength, and whether they want it in an oil or a tincture. However they want to order it, and gummies, or whatever, and then the people put their labels on there and they sell the product. He's just the extraction facility, and he does sell his own products on to other people and online. And I met him at the farmers market, where he actually sits out there with his wife on Saturday and sells his product to the people, in his area, which is pretty cool because it's helping to keep people off of harmful medications, the ones you think are okay, like what's the name? Ibuprofen and that's a shame. Okay, COVID, you got to go. Acetaminophen. There we go. Stuff like that, affects your kidneys, the lining of your stomach, especially Motrin. Motrin will eat the lining of your stomach up if you're taking it every day. And they say the most you can take is like, I think it's 1,600. You could take 800 milligram tablets a day, and that's supposed to be like a legal amount or something that you could take to where it's not harmful. But it might not be harmful to your stomach, but it's affecting your kidneys, and that stuff is crazy. So when you're using medical marijuana products or hemp products, it's all natural. It's not going to affect your stomach. It's not going to affect your kidneys. And if you're using medical marijuana and you're using it, and the only effect it'll have on your stomach is making it growl, you'll have the munchies. That's it. It's not going to eat the lining of your stomach up or give you no ulcers or anything like that. So, that's just big pharma, making their money. And they're trying to figure out a way to get in on the medical marijuana, but they're so greedy, they want to try to patent it. And you can't patent a natural product because nobody invented it or anything like that. Now, you could do stuff to it and do it a certain way, and you can patent your way of processing. But that's it. You can't patent any plant, especially a vegetable or herb, anything that God made. I'll just put it like that. If it's not a cultivar, which is a plant that you make man-made because you have changed the DNA, like a seedless watermelon, you can patent your procedure for creating those seedless watermelons, but you can't put a patent on the watermelon itself. So you can't stop anybody from making money off of products that are made by the creator. It had to be your work. So does anybody have any comments this morning? Any questions? Anything? Put me up, put something in the chat. Holler at me this morning. I need to hear some opinions, whether it be on Haiti or the recipe I gave or the extraction facility. The guy's name is Dave Mead, and if I have him on next week, we'll be able to ask a lot more in-depth questions. So, but anything this morning, anybody want to speak on? Put it up in the chat. If not, I'll continue to talk. Because that's what this is. It's a talk show. I was looking for my sister this morning and she not on. She probably had to work. Tammy Peel. She stayed like 2 hours from me in Alabama. And they've been getting hit by some pretty bad weather there. We've been having a lot of rain here, flash flooding. None of the trees have started to fall, but we've been getting that kind of rain, not real hard rain, just a nice, soft, steady rain. That's the one that's dangerous because it soaks the ground. And when that ground gets soaking wet, that's when the tree's root system can pull away from the soil because it's so soft, and the wind start blowing it and rocking it back and forth. It's just like a loosening process. And then next thing you know, that tree is laying down and the root system is all up in the air. Yep. Exposed. And then half of the tree will die. If it's in the woods, it might sucker growth and start more trees. But it's been pretty pretty bad here. Yep. And we also have a serial killer in Georgia. He we don't know what nationality he is. There's no pictures. All of these cameras we got around here, and he's doing stuff. He was working in Piedmont Park. He killed 2 ladies there. Then he moved out and in Gainesville and killed someone, and then he's just all over Georgia in different counties with women disappearing, and they're finding the bodies, and they're all being killed the same way. It's like he's a modern day Jack the Ripper because he's cutting women from their crotch to their chest, and that's how Jack the Ripper murdered women. But he was doing his because the prince had got a prostitute pregnant and they didn't know which one it was and wouldn't nobody tell them. So they start killing all of them. And the reason he was cutting them was to cut them open so that he could see if they were with child. And that's the real story of Jack the Ripper. And the guy that did it, he was a doctor working for the King and the Queen of England, jolly old England. But heaven forbid the royal bloodline run through a prostitute. Stan, hey man, what's going on? What we talking about today? Man, we kind of all over the place today, Stan. I opened up talking about the treatment of the Haitian people by the Border Patrol that were acting like slave catchers. Then I gave a recipe for shrimp and fish po' boys. Then I spoke about a person that I'm trying to have on next week with an extraction facility for medical marijuana and CBD, hemp. I was talking about here in Georgia, we have a serial killer on the loose, and he's killing them like in the style of Jack the Ripper because he's cutting women from their crotch to their chest, opening them up like he's trying to see if they're with child. That's how it was done in England when they were looking for the prince's bloodline, that he had got this prostitute pregnant and they couldn't find her. But that's pretty much the sum of what I was talking about today. If you got anything you want to comment on about any of those subjects, man, feel free to chat it up. I've been asking folks to throw something in the chat, and holler at us, holler at me so that I can verbalize back and forth. But everybody kind of quiet today. It's kind of a quiet day here today, and cloudy, ain't sunny. It's just kind of dreary and slow. I was up late last night. I got stuck watching CSI Miami and then seen the show 100 times, but it's one of my favorites. And I was probably up till about 2:30, and then got up this morning and piddled around a few before I came on. Yep, but for the most part, this show is almost to a wrap because we only got 10 minutes left. And I have no comments. So that must have meant the information that I gave today, no one had an opinion on it or any questions. So it's just a dreary day. Yep, people dragging this morning. All days are not going to be where you have that energy to and ready to roll around and get it moving. Yep, but after I hang up from here, I am going to walk. I don't give a damn if it's rain or shine. I'm gonna get out there because I got to keep pushing past this COVID dredge. Just like, and I noticed the more I walk, the more it's coming off of me. So I'm trying to build that up. Yep. So does anybody have anything that they want to put in the chat this morning? Any comments on anything that we spoke about today? On how they treating our people on this planet? Or about Creole recipes? I guess not. Everybody's quiet this morning. Yep, so I'll take a sip of coffee. And Stan said, give him a second. Frugal Mama say, we up in here just working. All right. I appreciate it. And Frugal Mama, I'm gonna probably have to get T to get in touch with you. I got some questions, some health questions I need to ask, but they're personal, so I don't want to put it on the air until I find out what's up, and then I'll probably put it up for chat or mention what I was gonna say. Stan say, I was enlightened about human trafficking, and it's the new 21st century prostitution. It's pathetic. Yeah, it is. And I have a niece here. She's a advocate for women and children who are trafficked, and she helps them to relocate and get away from their captors. She was actually on this program in New York for a minute. Good morning, Yard Flex. Good to have you on this morning. Stan had we were talking about Haiti, and then I had mentioned that we have a serial killer here in Georgia, and Stan was saying that he was enlightened about the human trafficking situation, and it's the new 21st century prostitution, and how pathetic that was. But pandering has long been a part of the history of the world, but now it's totally different, because they're snatching kids left and right. I mean, you can't even take your child to Walmart and let them look at some toys while you go and get some food on the other side. They'll disappear. You know, I was looking at something on YouTube, and they were saying that um, more people are being abducted from Walmarts, um, from the parking lot, from inside the store. Even with all the cameras, it's not stopping it. So it's really crazy. And I see Stan say, I need her contact info. Whose contact info? My niece? There's a woman in Texas whose daughter was kidnapped, and she found out her daughter is being advertised for sex on a website for $8,000. I'm like, what the hell? That's crazy, Stan. This is a hell of a topic for a show right here too. We need to pull this up one day next week and talk about this. Yep. And then I can get my niece's info and post it up there for people that's watching, just in case somebody happens to across this and they need some help. She's got a hotline number and all of that stuff where you can get in touch with her if you need help. Yep. And she is connected to the police and the FBI. They actually used her for a sting operation at the Super Bowl last year. She posed as a prostitute. Yep. And she's a very attractive woman, and so she got a lot of people locked the hell up for trying to, solicit her. And so it's really crazy. And Stan said WGLRO.com has a show called Tough Talk on Mondays and Friday, which talks about that subject of sex trafficking. Yes. And Stan said, yes, your niece's information. Okay, I don't have everything that I need handy. I got her personal stuff, but I don't give her personal number out. But I have to pull up the stuff in my phone, and then I'll post it. Matter of fact, I'll talk about it Monday and post it Monday. Even if we're not talking about that subject, because I don't know what T wants to do, because me and T both will be on next Monday. I won't be hosting by myself. I'm going to be the co-host. So, yes, she's on Facebook. Yep, but the stuff on her Facebook is her personal stuff, and she doesn't talk about it on her Facebook. She just mostly got family stuff on there. So I want to send you to the right spot. So even if I had to DM you, Stan, I'm not sure if me and you are friends, but put in a friend request on Facebook for me, and I'll send you all the information. Oh, okay. You gonna inbox me? I that's cool. And I will. Cool. That will definitely work. Yep, because something need to be done about the people being trafficked, and that don't have nothing to do with no race or nothing. They traffic in every nationality: black, white, Latino, Chinese, Middle East, and it don't matter. You know, they traffic in everybody. African women. It's really bad in the Middle East and India and Africa and the Oriental countries too. Well, I heard in the Asian countries. I shouldn't say Oriental because they say that's stereotypical. Something definitely needs to be done, Frugal Mama said. So maybe we'll make this the topic for Monday. I want to ask T about that. We'll find out. And Stan says that they're sodomizing 5-year-old little girls. That's ridiculous. And they stealing boys too. They ain't just snatching girls. Yep. They and they're trafficking these kids all over the world. And I believe it's bigger in Europe and the United States than it is in the other countries, except for Asia. Man, them countries over in the Orient, man, they traffic, they own kids, you know, because that's how desperate they are, you know. That's crazy, but we'll see. This might be the topic for Monday, but I'm going to get off of here. Thanks, everybody, for hanging in there with me that stayed on. I appreciate it. And Tia be back Monday, and I don't know what the topic is going to be, but if you're out there, help somebody in need if you can. You know, if it ain't nothing but a smile and $2, you never know. It might save somebody's life. And I just want to end this, and we'll see you folks tomorrow. I don't know what T got up, but we'll be here. Oh, my full name is Randall Ray on Facebook, Stan. And I'm on Instagram too, but it's under Donovan's Art, and Donovan's Art on Facebook too. But my personal one is Randall Ray on Facebook. Yep. So I'm out of here, y'all. Have a blessed day. Stay safe. Keep your head on a swivel. You know, that's all I can say. Ladies, protect yourself at all times. Make sure when you go to these grocery stores, you park in a well-lit area close to the cameras as possible so that you can be seen and safe. And so y'all have a blessed day. And Stan, I'm gonna look you up as soon as I get off of here. I got a couple of things to do, and then I'm gonna get that information and I'll get that out to you, brother. All right. Y'all have a blessed one now. Peace.